we don't look for jobs to pay taxes, Khalwale. Please, we look for jobs so that we can be able to improve our financial standing, to help our families come out of poverty, to be able to feed our children to school.
Edwin Sifuna was born on May 22, 1982, in Mumias, Kakamega County. He began his academic journey at Kakamega Township Primary School, where he completed his Kenya Certificate of Primary Education, KCPE, between roughly 1988 and 1995. He then advanced to Musingu High School, sitting for his Kenya Certificate of Secondary Education, KCSE, around 1996 to 1999. Upon completing secondary school, Sifuna set his sights on legal studies, joining the University of Nairobi in 2001 to pursue a Bachelor of Laws LL.B degree, ultimately graduating in 2006. To officially qualify as a practicing lawyer, Sifuna proceeded to the Kenya School of Law, earning his Postgraduate Diploma in Law in 2007. Following that, he underwent pupillage at Kairu McCourt Advocates in Nairobi and was admitted to the role of advocates in 2008. Edwin Sifuna's educational path reflects a steady and determined pursuit of legal excellence. He completed his practical legal training, otherwise known as pupillage at Kairu McCourt Advocates, culminating in his admission to the role of advocates in 2008. Since then, he has built a dual career in law and public service, though his formal education firmly underpins his contributions to Kenya's legal and political arenas.
Hata wewe kama una maneno ya kusema, unaweza itwa huko useme mambo yako. Enda pia wewe ujieleze. Kama hauna namba ya Ivono Kwara, sema saa hii nikupatie. Hao watu, akiwemo huyu baba Raila Amolo Odinga, siku ile wataniambia, Sifuna, sasa wewe umeanza kuwa na maadili tofauti na chama, nitawaachilia hii kiti bila fujo.
Sifuna's father served as a civil servant with the now-defunct municipal council, while his mother worked as a teacher at Mua Primary School in Bungoma and is now retired. He hails from a tightly knit family and grew up with 2 brothers and 2 sisters. Additionally, his family carries a notable political heritage. His uncle, Lawrence Sifuna, was a notable member of parliament for Kandui and Bungoma South and was part of the 7 Bearded Sisters, a group famously opposed to the excesses of the Ma regime. Edwin Sifuna married Didi Wamakoya, a former university classmate, in 2010 after persistent courtship, even as she initially rejected his advances. Didi comes from a politically connected family. Her father, Joseph Wamakoya, served as Matungu MP and an assistant minister during President Moa's administration. Professionally accomplished, Didi is an environmental lawyer who earned both a law degree and an environmental degree from the University of Nairobi, and was admitted to the High Court of Kenya in 2007. She worked in Kenya Wildlife Service as head of prosecution for about 7 years and is now the director of wildlife law enforcement in Africa at the African Wildlife Foundation. She has also authored a book on natural resources and environmental justice in Kenya. The couple officially married in 2015, marking the union with a traditional dowry ceremony in line with her Matungu cultural customs. Sifuna frequently credits his wife as his most trusted and intellectually formidable partner. He often quips that he doesn't win arguments at home because she is more educated, highlighting her environmental legal background. Her composure and support underpin his demanding political career. For instance, during political demonstrations and when his mother expressed concerns about his safety, Didi offered reassurance, encouraging prayer rather than fear. On a lighter note, she introduced him to wearing cologne and enjoying massages, small but meaningful markers of her influence in his personal life. Sifuna firmly states there is only one woman for him, his wife, and downplays any interest in others, affirming his loyalty and pride in their bond. Together, the couple has been blessed with a daughter, further anchoring their family life amid his public responsibilities. Edwin Sifuna's upbringing, shaped by public service and education, set the stage for his own professional and political journey. His marriage to Didi Wamakoya, a highly accomplished environmental lawyer from a politically prominent family, reflects a union of shared values, intellect, and mutual support. Since their official marriage in 2015, after meeting years earlier and even a traditional dowry ceremony, they have built a strong partnership grounded in trust, respect, and family. He briefly worked as a legal and administration officer at Mini Group of companies, then as legal affairs manager at Magnate Ventures, before founding his own practice, Watenya Sifuna and Company Advocates. Notably, he was active in the Law Society of Kenya, spearheading the ILCOA LSK reforms to enhance accountability and serving on committees for legal aid and public interest. Sifuna's formal political involvement began in 2013 as a technical advisory committee member for the Coalition for Reforms and Democracy, CORD, and later the National Super Alliance, NASA. In the 2017 general election, he sought the Kanduyi parliamentary seat under ODM but lost in the primaries to John Makali. However, just months before the election, ODM tapped him as its candidate for Nairobi senator, where he earned 674,056 votes, about 42.5%, falling short to Johnson Sakaja, who garnered 811,826, 51.2%. Despite electoral setbacks, his star rose rapidly. In February 2018, he was appointed Secretary General of the Orange Democratic Movement, ODM, succeeding Ababu Namwamba. In 2019, he was elected Vice Chair of the Center for Multi-Party Democracy, CMD, reinforcing his reputation as a reform-minded leader. His political perseverance paid off in the 22 general elections, winning the Nairobi senatorial seat with 716,876 votes, marking a notable turnaround in his career. By February 2023, he had been elevated to Deputy Minority Whip in the Senate, affirming his growing influence in parliamentary leadership. Sifuna represents Nairobi as a bold voice in the upper chamber, a modern baritone blending advocacy, legal precision, and ideological clarity. He remains firmly in ODM's leadership hierarchy, emphasizing the party's allegiance to Raila Odinga and dismissing speculation about shifting loyalties. Sifuna's trajectory legal expert to senior political strategist suggests a citizen-centered ambition. As ODM Secretary General and Nairobi Senator, he positions himself as both a policy influencer and institutional leader. His work promoting youth and women's political engagement, such as the He for She initiative, underscores a commitment to inclusive leadership. His stance against aligning ODM with President Ruto's administration until directives come from party leadership, specifically Raila, reflects strategic discipline and long-term vision. Raised in Catholic values emphasizing hard work, integrity, credibility, and honesty, Sifuna remains consistent with those principles. He openly supports youth and women in politics, demonstrated through legal registration assistance and fundraising.
Halwale, even when you talk about savings, people save what is extra from their earnings after they have taken care of their basic needs. You don't force us to save what we do not have. You are telling that hustler who only makes enough. When they say people are living hand to mouth, it's not a joke. It's a truth that every single day the income that you make is only sufficient to take care and defray your expenses for that day. There is no more coin for us to save. So you can't tell us that you are encouraging us to save when our incomes have not grown. Focus on growing people's incomes. We have seen in other countries, people are happy to pay even 70% income tax. They are happy because their incomes can afford it and basic services are taken care of. Trevor. Number two, if you have disclosed here yourself that Kenyan teachers are not part of this plan. If you're a Kenyan teacher, you will pay this levy, but you can be sure, Khalwale has confirmed here, that house is not for you. That's what he has said. And if that is true, this is why Kenyans are saying, let it be optional. They say you can't tax me without representation. No taxation without representation means if this tax has nothing to do with me, don't involve me in it. You're talking about, the people in employment being jealous or being selfish. That is not the truth. In fact, all of us, every person who is looking out there for a job out there, they know that they want to contribute. People want to contribute to the growth of their country. They know that these taxes are mandatory. We don't look for jobs to pay taxes, Khalwale. Please, we look for jobs so that we can be able to improve our financial standing, to help our families come out of poverty, to be able to feed our children, to school them. If you are telling me that the entire purpose of looking for a job is to pay taxes, there is no point of me working. I am working to employ and to improve my lot. You cannot tell me that the entire justification for people to have jobs is to pay taxes. That is not why we exist. So we are saying, grow the number of people who you are taxing. I have not refused to pay the 30% tax that I pay. I don't have a choice in it. I am saying if there were 2 and 3 or 4 of us paying the same amount, you would have more. Instead of milking one cow until it dies, you are a bullfighter. Why can't you understand these analogies that use cows? We don't look for jobs to pay taxes, Khalwale. Please, we look for jobs so that we can be able to improve our financial standing, to help our families come out of poverty, to be able to feed our children, to school them.
If you enjoy our videos, kindly support us by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to our channel. Your engagement keeps us inspired and helps our community grow. Every click matters and brings us closer to creating more amazing content for you. Thank you.